everybody. So y'all, my name is Gina Chavez. We're gonna let people tune in. I'm gonna serenade you a little bit, show you some cool guitars. All right, y'all. So my name is Gina Chavez. I am from Austin, Texas, coming to you live. Y'all, I wish you health right now. I hope everybody is healthy and safe and able to be with your loved ones. I know this is a tough time, but I am glad to be able to reach across the ether and connect with you a little bit from Austin, Texas. I'm not gonna lie, I am the kind of person that I'm not a gearhead, you know. I'm the kind of person that wants somebody to like give me a pedal and tell me what to play, and I'll do it, you know. And so for me, I'm gonna show you some really cool guitars today, and you know, obviously there's a lot of really great features about all of them, but you know, I just like the way they sound. So this guitar, this first one, I actually won this guitar in the John Lennon songwriting contest in 2014. And the funny part about it is that I grew up like, you know, songwriter, playing on acoustic guitar here in Austin. I went to the University of Texas, and I was, again, kind of never a gearhead. I was gifted an acoustic guitar, and that was my workhorse and my baby. I, you know, toured all over the world. And then I started writing music that was a little more, it was just better for the electric guitar. So anyway, so I was like, my lovely wife here in Austin, she was like, babe, you need to buy an electric guitar. And I was like, no, it's okay. Someone's just going to give me one. So then, like, you know, 6 months later or something, I end up winning the John Lennon songwriting contest. And this guitar was part of my winnings. And you know, it's not a color I would have chosen. It's honestly not a guitar I would have chosen. And this guitar has become my tour workhorse. I love this guitar. It's lightweight. Which for me, I'm kind of a small person. I know it probably looks really big on me. It looks great from stage. I mean, just look at it. It's great. It's a workhorse. It sounds great on all the amps I get to use. I just love it, you know? And again, being lightweight, I'm, you know, usually in airports a lot and schlepping things. And it's also, you know, it's not a super expensive guitar, so I don't feel badly taking it on tour where it gets roughed up. So anyway, I have absolutely loved this guitar. It's a Casino, Epiphone Casino. Definitely a great workhorse guitar. And so anyway, so I'm going to play a song for y'all. This one is called She Persisted. It's a new release, and it was kind of the English language, kind of a kickoff song to a Spanish language album that I have coming out on Wednesday. So the Spanish language album is called La Que Manda, which means the woman in charge. And this song, She Persisted, is for all my ladies. So let's get to it. My hands are tied, your hands are too. Now we don't know where to go, don't know what to do. They're feeding lies, stopping the truth. Now we don't know where to go, don't know what to do. Can't deny, realize we've been here before. History will repeat till we stop that falling down. They told her to sit down, told her to work hard, told her to stop and wait her turn, told her to shut up, listen, nevertheless. tell us to stop and wait our turn. Tell us to shut up. Listen, listen, listen. They tell us to sit down, tell us to work hard, tell us to stop and wait our turn. Tell us to shut up, listen. Nevertheless, we are persistent. Woo! All right, y'all. So that song's called She Persisted. I'm going to show you some other beautiful guitars now, though. So this one, like I said, my workhorse, my Epiphone Casino. I'm so glad the John Lennon Songwriting Contest gifted this to me. And then, y'all, we do have a Q&A. After, I'm going to play you a couple more songs, and then we'll chat a little bit. So if y'all have questions, if you have things you want to know about my music or about these guitars, definitely throw those in the comments, and we will get to them. So please just start asking your questions now, and we'll get there. All right, y'all. So this is a Sheraton II Pro, and talk about a beautiful guitar. Just look at this. Oh my gosh. So this has vintage humbucking pickups. It's still like a thin line hollow body. I tend to really like hollow bodies. I think because I started as an acoustic guitar player, and so I like the idea of kind of the percussiveness that you can get even when a guitar is not, like I'm plugged in, right? Obviously I'm plugged in for y'all, but even if you're just hanging out at home, or so I'm not plugged in, but I can still kind of hear it and feel the guitar. So I definitely like the hollow body aspect, right? You still kind of get a little bit of that acoustic guitar crunch and percussiveness, but then you get the warmth of the hollow body, and you throw those pickups on and put some reverb on there. Sounds so good. So this has humbucker pickups. This has a rosewood fingerboard and maple top. And just look at this inlay. It's just gorgeous. I don't know if y'all can really see that, but just a really, y'all get to see my computer in the reflection. But anyway, just a really gorgeous guitar. Obviously, the inlay on the headstock is beautiful. And it feels really good. It's definitely a heavier guitar. But, I like to wear mine up on me a little bit. And I definitely, again, being a smaller person, I still feel comfortable. So that's great. But man, the best thing about this guitar is it just sounds so good. So y'all remember, throw those comments in there. I'll sing you some more songs here. Okay, so this is a song off my new record that's coming out on Wednesday. It's in Spanish, and this song it's a love song. So. The song is called Caigo Así. Cuando no te tengo, pienso en ti. Amanezco enferma, no sentirte aquí. Junto a mi lado, cerca de mí. Como el pájaro sin canto, caigo así. Siento tu sonrisa en mi corazón. La cura para mi herida está en tu posición. A veces soy ciega y no te veo a ti. Como el mar sin ver la luna, caigo así. Una marea, probar tus labios, me sumerjo en ti. Una sequía cuando te escondes, sin saber el frío, caigo así. Floto despistada sobre un mar dañino. La soledad me vuelve, eso no quiere salir.
me haces falta, ¿qué te puedo decir? Como la brújula sin rumbo caigo así. Probaré a probar tus labios, me sumerjo en ti. Respira cuando te escondes sin saber el fin. Probaré a probar tus labios, me sumerjo en ti. Respira cuando te escondes sin saber el fin. Es un rayo de paz susurrándome. Tú sabes cada verdad que quiero esconder. Contigo soy la mejor versión que puedo ser. Se transforman en él. Hay que buscarte otra vez. Probaré a probar tus labios, me sumerjo en ti. Respira cuando te escondes sin saber el fin. Probaré a probar tus labios, me sumerjo en ti. Respira cuando te escondes sin saber el frío, caigo así.
All right. So that's the Sheraton II Pro, man. This is such a cool guitar. I really, really dig it. Beautiful. Like I said, a little heavier than I would like, but I guess you got to take that weight. So y'all keep asking some questions. I'm gonna play you one more song, and then we'll kind of do a little Q&A. I want to know about you too. What kind of guitars do you like to play? What's your favorite Epiphone or Gibson? I definitely feel like part of the family now that was gifted that Epiphone, and then I got me a really cool Gibson, and man, and these are just gorgeous. So very, very excited to be hanging out with y'all today from Austin, Texas. So all right. So y'all, I'm really excited. I haven't put out a new album in a little bit, and it's obviously an interesting time to try and put out new music during a quarantine, during a pandemic. But yeah, I'm so excited to be able to connect with new friends through the beauties of the internet. So y'all, please feel free to look me up on my socials and stuff, GinaChavez.com, or just at Gina Chavez on Instagram and things like that. I'm half Mexican, half Swiss German, and music for me is kind of a doorway to learn about the Latin roots that I did not grow up with. So this song is actually all about travel. I've had a chance to be an ambassador with the U.S. State Department and go to 12 different countries as an ambassador, where we get to play music and meet people from all over the world in places like Uzbekistan, Saudi Arabia, Kazakhstan, Guatemala, Argentina. And y'all, people everywhere just want to be themselves. We want to be free to be who we are. And we love to dance. So this song is about dancing. So I hope you'll dance at home with me. And then we'll get to some questions. So y'all keep asking those questions. All right. So this is an Uptown Kat. And just the finish on this alone, just this guitar is just super cool looking. Look at that headstock, man. But so this one, Uptown Kat, it's also a semi-hollow body. It's an arch top with maple top and mini humbuckers, slim mahogany neck. Y'all, it's just, this guitar is beautiful. It looks like somebody said something about like a Jolly Rancher. Just the finish on it is just, oh man, it's beautiful. Absolutely cool looking guitar, and sounds great too. So let's rock out. All right.
What kind of good is money when famine comes round? Stuff on a million voices, these walls don't get loud. Let it out, get down. Do not hear the serenade us now. Then there's you are not quite hide what you see under a concrete cover, beautiful queen. Let it out, get down. Let freedom find you running in the rain. Been around the world, I've seen your eyes, your heavy eyes, be just like mine. These colors weigh on you and me. There ain't no stopping us when there's a beat. Don't you sweat the light to you ain't got a thing to prove. Let it out, get down. There's nothing I know what to do. Shake the devil off your shoes. Let it out, get down. Let's come on, let it out. Come on, get down. Come on, let it out, get down. Let's come on, let it out. Come on, get down. Come on, let it out, get down. Let's. Woo! Are y'all dancing? Drown a different sound with a silk melody. Soon you'll be shining bright like a jewel of the east. Let it out, get down. Freedom find you running in the rain. Been around the world, I've seen your eyes, your heavy eyes, be just like mine. These colors weigh on you and me. There ain't no stopping us when there's a beat. Don't you sweat the light to you ain't got a thing to prove. Let it up, get down, scream, dance. Get around, know what to do. Shake the devil off your shoes. Let it up, get down, dance. Come on, let it up. Come on, get down. Come on, let it up, get down, dance. Come on, let it up. Come on, get down. Come on, let it up, get down, dance. All right, I need your help. I need you to clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap. Sing whoa, oh, clap, yeah. Na 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 na, scream, na 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 na. Whoa, oh, na 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 na. Here we go. Come on, let it out. Come on, get down. Come on, let it out. Say hey. Oh. Don't you sweat the latitude. You ain't got a thing to prove. Let it out, get down, dance. Nothing I know what to do. Shake the devil off your shoes. Let it out, get down, dance. Come on, let it out. Come on, get down. Come on, let it out, get down, dance. Come on, let it out. Come on, get down. Come on, let it out, get down, dance. Let it out, get down. Let it out, dance. Let it out, get down. Let it out, dance.
All right, y'all. Let's answer some questions. Let's see what y'all got. We got Scott from from Facebook. Sorry, Scott from Facebook. He wants to know how the Sheraton hollow body feels sitting down. Sitting down. Well, I actually have a chair right here, but honestly, like I think what's cool about this guitar is it's so small. So I'm a small person, and when I first started, I had let's see, I have a Martin, a 1954 Martin. That is like it's a triple O, and I loved it because it's so small. This guitar, especially for being an electric, is perfect sized for somebody that's small like me. So yeah, sitting down, I mean, it feels great. And a lot of times I know for women, like guitars are often made for men's bodies, but this guitar feels girthy. It's definitely like a meaty guitar, but it's lightweight, feels great to wear, feels good sitting down. So thank you, Scott from Facebook. All right, we got James on Instagram wants to know what settings I am using. So James, you're throwing me under the bus here. So let's see. Honestly, I just have everything turned up on these guitars. I don't really mess too much with, you know, choosing different pickups. I pretty much stick it in the middle, throw everything up at the top, and see how the tone goes from there. And then I'm basically using, I've got a Strymon Flint pedal. I have an Echoplex delay pedal, and then I've got Heavy Electronics is my grunge pedal, and that's pretty much all I use. And the Strymon Flint has reverb as well as tremolo, which is nice. So, okay, we've got Rich from YouTube. Let's see, Gina, do you typically write in Spanish or in English, or is it more determined by the melody or key and the chord progression that you're using? That's a great question. So I think for me, like what's interesting about music is it, like I said, it's kind of this doorway to learn about my Latin roots. I didn't grow up speaking Spanish, and so for me, just like music is another language, I feel like even being able to sing in Spanish feels like a different part of myself. Um, and so, y'all, does anybody else have like crazy floppy hair because you haven't been able to go get a haircut? Anybody else out there? um, so I think for me, Spanish is something a lot of times, there are times where I'm like, I need to write a song in Spanish because I haven't written one in a while. But a lot of times the song kind of tells me, it's like I'll be sitting there strumming something and it I don't know. I have songs that are bilingual, so it starts in English and then in Spanish. This is actually a part of a song. The chorus is in English and Spanish, so I'll just play this for you as like just a little thing.
No importa la herida, no importa el dolor, la dulce canción de tu nombre envuelve mi corazón. No matter the hurt, no matter the pain, my heart is wrapped around the sweet sound of your name.
So that's a chorus where the chorus is literally in Spanish and then it's in English. And that's the full chorus, but it kind of works. So, all right, we got Julius from Instagram wants to know what my favorite epi is. That's a great question. I think I'm such a utilitarian person. So let's say at some point we will be able to get back on planes and go perform live for you at some point. I would think of the three guitars I have. I actually really like this Uptown Kat because it's got I feel like the tone is has a little more depth than the Casino that I have. But then it's also lighter weight. I really like this Sheraton, but as far as a guitar that I'm going to lug around an airport, I would probably go more for this Uptown Kat just because it is a little lighter. So I don't know. For me, like utility matters. Okay. Do you have a place that you take all your songwriting inspiration from? And that is from Gabrielle or Gabrielle on Instagram. So, you know, um, people really inspire me, and I will say that my incredible and beautiful wife has inspired a lot of music. We met in college, and I grew up Catholic, and I did not even realize that I was a lesbian until I was 24, and that was quite a journey. Something that was really hard for me. We're still practicing Catholics, and so I feel like even just that self discovery has inspired a lot of music. But the love, finding someone that loves you for who you are and who you feel like you can truly be yourself with, I feel like that's the best inspiration life can give. So I do feel very blessed to have that kind of love in my life and wish that for everybody. All right, let's see. um, let's see, we got official Matt23 from Instagram wants to know what I think of the Epiphone Sheraton 2 Pro. Like I said, this Sheraton 2 Pro, like I said, of all of these, is probably my favorite. It's just I might not lug it around on a plane. That's the only thing, just because it's a little heavy. But it's it's got a tone of it. It sounds very rich. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not like a super gearhead, so I don't necessarily have a ton of language for that. But I love that guitar. It's a beautiful guitar to listen to and to look at. So love the Sheraton 2 Pro. Eduardo from a Facebook wants to know what is the main topic I like to write about with songs. You know, I don't know. That's a good question. I try to keep it diverse in topics. You know, definitely love. You know, I know that sounds really. It's so funny because I never even wrote love songs before I met my wife. Um, but what else we got? Okay, and let's see. Typically in English or Spanish, what else we got? The difference in tone. So the difference in tone between the Casino, Sheraton, and Uptown Kat. Yeah, Cody. I don't know. Um, like I said, I feel like the Sheraton 2 Pro has a bit of a fuller sound. Um, so y'all, thank you so much for joining me. So like I said, I have a new album coming out on Wednesday. It's called La Que Manda. It's in Spanish. But I'm super excited about it. It's definitely about empowerment. It's about especially at a time for you know, for women around the world, I feel like, and people who know what it's like to be on the margins, you know, people in the LGBTQIA community, people who, you know, are Latinos, people who are, you know, in Africa and India right now, you know, places that really don't have a lot of voice at the table. And I feel like I'm somebody that's been very privileged in my life, and so I try to use music to help be a voice for people who may not have a seat at that table. So. Um, Let's see. Actually, I'm going to go back to that Sheraton 2 Pro. Somebody was asking about that one. So we'll end with that one. And I do hope y'all will join me on the socials. I'm on all the things where you get music. The album La Que Manda will be there. And, you know, so if you get music on Spotify or Pandora, if you buy CDs, head to my website. All right. So this song, I'm gonna need your help on this one, all right? Are y'all gonna sing with me a little bit? It's a super simple song. Y'all tell me where you're tuning in from. I want to see what we got represented. What kind of places where are you tuning in from? And we'll do one last song and then we will see y'all on Wednesday for La Que Manda. You know, I will say both these guitars have really great action. This one in particular, the neck, man, just the action on this is great. I feel like the neck is a little slimmer on the Sheraton 2 Pro. So again, I feel like playability wise, this is probably my favorite guitar of the three. I feel like the neck on the Uptown Kat is definitely a little bit thicker. But I don't mind it at all. It's great.
There ain't nothing gonna keep me honest but a gun to my hand and a swig of the foul water. There ain't nothing hot enough to melt this heart of mine in my chest but a swig of the foul water. I said, now light me up with a sweet fine water, lay me down in the fiery lake. Pour me out till I'm dead and gone. I'm gonna drown my soul. I said, now light me up with a sweet fine water, lay me down. Put me out till I'm dead and gone. I'm gonna drown my soul. Y'all sing with me now. Fire, water, fire. I see we got people from Mexico and Britain hanging out. We got people from New York and Germany too. And I think we could all create a world choir. If you will sing with me, won't you sing? Fire, water, fire. Everybody sing at home. Fire, water, fire. Sing loud, sing loud. Fire, water, fire. I wanna hear you loud. Fire, water, fire. Y'all keep singing. Learned real young that I had a taste for lightning songs from Grandpa's stash. Snuck a swig of the fire, water, fire. Said Mama's tale, you try not to hold that dangerous flame in his hands, for he's swinging on that fire, water, yeah. Last time, here we go, sing. I'll be up with a sweet fire, water, lay me down in the fiery lake. Pour me out till I'm letting go. I'm gonna drown my soul. I said, now light me up with that sweet fire, water, lay me down, lay me down. Yeah, pour me out till I'm letting go. I'm gonna drown my soul. Y'all sing with me, yeah, yeah. Fire, water, fire, fire, water, fire, yeah, yeah, fire, water, fire. Thank you for hanging out. This is my friend. This is my friend. Let's sing it loud. Let's sing it loud. Light me up with a sweet fire, water. Lay me down, lay me down. Pour me out till I'm letting go. I'm gonna drown my soul, yeah. Light me up with a sweet fire, water. Lay me down in the fiery lake. Pour me out till I'm letting go. I'm gonna drown my soul. Y'all, thanks so much for hanging out with me. This is my friend the Panda. Check out my video for Let It Out if you want to see where this is coming from. Y'all, I would love to see you on Wednesday for La Que Manda, the release of my first all Spanish language EP. Peace out, my friends.